Okay, for number 1 on the mid-module 2 study guide, I am going to start with A. Draw a solve with a model if I have a rectangle that has a length of 10 inches and an area of 5/8 inches squared. I am looking to find the width. The area of a rectangle is length times width, and I don't have the width. I need to do 5/8 divided by 10 to find out the width. For A, using a model, I'm going to use fraction pieces, and I know that I need to have 5/8. So I'm going to start by making my eighths. 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. I know I only have 5 of them. I need those 5 to split into 10 pieces, so I can split them all into half. If I do that, I now know I have 10 pieces here. But I need to know what the size is of one of the new pieces I created, and it's 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of the eighths. So 1/16 inches would be the width. That is a very, very, very small width on a rectangle. To solve it with B, I'm going to invert and multiply. I know that I can do 5/8 multiplied by 1/10 because 1/10 is the reciprocal of 10. 5 times 1 is 5. 8 times 10 is 80. If I reduce 5 divided by 5, I get 1. And 80 divided by 5, I get 16. Again, I get the same answer of 1/16 inches for the width of that rectangle. All right. For number 2, Deprina buys a large cup of coffee for $4.25 on her way to work every day. It's expensive. If there are 20 work days in the month, how much does Deprina spend on coffee throughout the entire month? So I need to multiply the $4.25 per day times 20 days. Remember, I do not need to line up decimal points when I am multiplying. I do not need to line up decimal points when I am multiplying. So I do 5 times 0 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. I am completely ignoring the decimal point until the end. I am done with this 0, so I can cross it out and put a placeholder. Now I have 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. I'm now going to add 0, 0, 5, 8. I'm going to look back and see that I have 2 digits after the decimal point in the answer. So I need to start here and have 2 digits after the decimal point. I'm sorry, 2 digits in the question. So I need to have 2 digits after the decimal, to move the decimal point over 2 digits in the answer. So to have my answer complete, I'm going to write Deprina spent $85 on coffee that month. All right, question 3. Question 3 says, Crego earns $2,456.75 every month. He also earns an extra $375 every time he sells a gym membership. Last month, Craigo sold 30 new gym memberships. How much money did he earn? So, we're going to start with he earns $2,456.75 as his base amount. Whatever we find he earned extra for the gym memberships he sold, we're going to add to that in the end. So now, if he earns $375 for every new gym membership, and he sold 30, I'm going to multiply. 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 7 is 0, 0 times 3 is 0. Done with the 0, placeholder. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. 3 times 9 is 9, plus 2 is 11. I'm going to add these up. 0, 5, 2, 1, 1. I'm going to look very carefully. I have 2 digits after the decimal point in the question, so I need 2 digits after the decimal point in the answer. That tells me that he's going to get $112.50 extra that month for commission for the new gym memberships that he sold. So I need to add that to his normal amount, and I will find out how much he earned altogether last month. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 5 plus 1 is 6. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 2. Decimal points when adding, you do bring right down. So I have Craigo earned $2,569.25 last month. All right, for the next one. Kendra just bought a new house. Okay, question 4 says Kendra bought a new house and needs to buy sod for her backyard. If the dimensions of her yard, dimensions mean how long and wide it is, are 24.6 feet by 14.8 feet. I'm looking for the area, the inside of that, and I multiply. So 24.6 times 14.8. 8 times 6 is 48, carry the 4. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4 is 36. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19. I'm done with the 8, I cross it out, and I put a placeholder. I now do 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 16. Plus 2 is 18. Carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. I'm done with the 4 and the 8, so now I need 2 placeholders. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. I'm going to add these up. I have 8, 10, carry the 1, 24, carry the 2, 16, carry the 1, and a 3. Now, people tend to want to just bring the decimal point down because they're lined up, but remember we're multiplying. In multiplication, we don't just bring the decimal down. We have to see how many places were behind the decimals in the original problem, and that was 2. That's how I get 34.08 feet squared. So her yard area is 364.08 feet squared. Now for the last slide, I am going to calculate 5/8 divided by 5 and 5/6. I'm going to first change any mixed numbers. Remember, the first step was change mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 6 times 5 is 30, plus 5 is 35. Keep the same denominator over 6. So now I have 5/8 divided by 35/6. Step 2. Keep the first fraction the same. So 5/8. Step 3. Multiply inverse of second fraction. So multiplied by 6 over 35. If I want to cross cancel to simplify the process, I can. And I know that 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 35 divided by 5 is 7. I also know that 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. I now can see 1 times 3 is 3, and 4 times 7 is 28. So my final answer is 3/28.